In previous videos, we've looked at doing inspections and adding recommendations to the inspections. The other half of the recommendation system is the actual recording of actions, so where you've followed through on those recommendations. So to record an action, simply locate the equipment that you want to use. So we'll just select our training equipment, one of our training equipment here. And once we're on the equipment details page, we can just select record action. There are a couple of different ways to record an action on a piece of equipment, so I'll run you through this way and then I'll show you the alternative. So we've selected record an action and it's pre-selected the equipment that we want to use. So we're just going to say replace one of the track rollers. So this is a component. We could also choose to replace the entire chain or the entire frame system. But we'll just select component on the left hand side. We're going to say track roller 1 and the action taken depends on obviously on the component that you're using. So for a track roller, your action options are to replace it with new or to reshell it. If we were looking at a track shoe, the options would be to replace it completely or to regrouse it. So depending on the component, you'll get a different selection of actions. So we're going to say we're replacing this roller with a new one. And then we'll select the type of roller that we're replacing it with. And the brand. Budget life will default to the budget life that was on the previous component. So we're going to leave that at 6,000 hours. We're replacing it with a brand new component, so the component life on the replacement is 0. We're going to say we replaced it today. The SMU is 3200 on this equipment. And in here we can then add any parts, labor and miscellaneous. So this would be the cost of the new roller, the cost of the labor to install it, and any miscellaneous costs, which may include grease or anything else. And then a comment. And then save. And our action's being recorded. If we go then back to our equipment details page, we can then look at the full history for this equipment and we can see where that component was replaced. So we're looking at the left hand side of the equipment and track roller 1, and if we expand this, and we have covered the history page in a separate video, so for full details on the history page you can consult that video. If we expand this, you'll see that we've now got the replace component with new here, and the CMU is now being reset to 0 for this new component. I mentioned there was an alternate way of adding an action for a component, and the full history screen is exactly that. So if we wanted to replace the track roller in the position 1 on the right hand side, on this full history page we can select the right hand side, track roller 1, and we can come across here to the pencil and record a new action. And this is essentially the same thing as we showed you previously. We're going to replace with new, single flange, Caterpillar, leave the budget life, it's a new component so that's 0, SMU, price, comments and save. And now when we're looking at the right hand side and we look at the full history for track roller 1 and we expand that out, you'll see that we now have a replace component with new action on this particular component. So when you're looking at your history, not only can you see your inspections, you can see any actions that were taken on any of your components.